Okay, so welcome all the participants to today's webinar. We'll be starting the webinar in another 10 minutes. Thank you. So we are also live on YouTube, and I would like to welcome all the participants. We'll be starting with the webinar in another 5 to 7 minutes. Just to remind that in case you face any difficulties in audio during the webinar, you can join our live streaming at YouTube. For the same, I'm sharing the link in the chat box. Thank you. Till the time we begin with the webinar, Rajeev sir asked me to ask a question. How many of you are able to work from home in this present situation? So like it is like completely around 90 to 100%. How many of you are able to work from home? You can comment on the chat box as a reply of this question. Thank you.
Damini is saying that I'm able to work, but the challenge in software in time allotment. I did not get that. Can you elaborate on that? Then Pankaj Modi is saying that working only with 10-15% capacity, I think then it means a huge loss.
So someone has written a problem in accessing the data.
Yeah, right. And there are a few softwares which they are unable to use, right? So I think in general, people are facing problems, and that is why I think this kind of interaction was necessary. Shubham, I think we can start.
Should we start, sir?
Yes, please start.
Okay. Akash, can we start with the recording of the same?
Yes, sir.
Please. Okay, so it's 11:59. So it's good morning. So I'm Shubham, and on behalf of Webtel Electrosoft Private Limited, I would like to welcome all the participants who are joining us in this webinar today. Welcome, and thank you so much for taking out time for today's webinar. So today's webinar, as you must be aware about, is about how you can work from home efficiently. How you can access all your softwares uh, without compromising the data security. Just yeah. So before we begin, I would like to let you know a bit about Webtel. So Webtel is India's leading e-compliance company, and we have a whole range of softwares starting from compliance solution to corporate services from GST to invoicing. Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, which is Webtel Electrosoft Private Limited, and we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. In case you have any issues with voice, you can connect us on our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to join our GST tutor group, which is on Facebook. It has around 30,000 professionals, and it's a good platform to share and receive great knowledge about GST and other taxation issues. So without wasting much of time, I would like to introduce today's speaker, which is CA Rajeev Khandelwal ji and CS Vijay Sahni ji. Both of them have more than 25 years of experience and is running this organization from past 20 years. So before we begin, I would like to let you all know we are delivering. We have launched this new solution called Webtel WFH, for which our expert speakers will be taking up the session today. So I'm going to mention 2 or 3 rules for all the participants. So they need to kindly switch off their videos for a better bandwidth for all the participants. Along with that, I would also request all the participants to kindly keep posting their queries in the chat box. We'll try to take all these queries, and also all the participants on the YouTube live streaming, they can post their comments their queries in the comments section. That will be taken as well. So without wasting much of time, I will hand over the mic to CA Rajeev Khandelwal ji for enlightening us with his knowledge. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rajeev sir.
Yeah, Shubham, thank you. So just a minute.
I would like to inform all the participants to kindly stop their videos for a better bandwidth. And also keep posting your queries in the chat box. We'll take all these queries. So let's make this session as much interactive as possible. Over to you, Rajeev sir.
Yeah, thank you, Shubham.
Yes, sir.
I think my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, very good morning to all the participants. And as you are aware, today's webinar is on work at home, that is WAH. And as I was just asking other people, the participants, how many of you are able to work? Most of the people are unable to work, or at least not work to the fullest. And many are saying in around 10, 15% or 20 or 30%. So obviously, even those who are able to work are not able to work properly, not to the fullest capacity. And I think that's a great loss for all of us. And that is why we need to understand what techniques we need to use work at home, and also other things which are necessary in today's environment. So let us talk about all those things. So C for Corona, obviously we all are aware. But other than that, there are many other C's, and we should look to them also. We have many challenges as of now, and we also require to change our mindset also, which is very important. And communication is very important. Even that is being hampered at the moment. And collaboration and coordination with clients, with our staff, that is very important because we are not at the same physical location. Then also we are talking about cloud versus physical server. We'll be talking about that. Then various options are available, and many people talk about big solutions, various softwares, various solutions which are there. But we also have to weigh the cost and convenience. So it's not that we can go for very big cars are also available in the market, but we have to see what our pocket allows and what is really necessary for us. Then control of the work that is being done at home by the subordinate, etc., that needs to be controlled. Then also whether we can have an office on cloud, as it were. Let us talk about that also. And then there are new consulting and other avenues also. We'll be talking about those also. So proceeding further, what are the challenges as of now? A few I have written on this slide. Other than that, you can also
Rajesh
write
sir.
some of the challenges that you are facing on the chat. And Shubham, if you can read those out, if there
Right,
are any.
right.
So
Rajeev
we
sir, I'll
yeah.
just take 1 second. A lot of people are saying that not able to hear the voice. So, sir, I want to ensure that voice is audible to all of us. In case you're facing any issues in hearing the voice, you can join us to the YouTube platform. I've mentioned the link in the chat box. You can go to the YouTube and watch the live streaming. The queries will be taken there and then as well, sir. I think we may continue. I'll be taking the doubts in between, sir.
And other participants can write in the chat box if they can hear properly. So the challenges are that we can't open our offices as of now, or even in some cases they can be open, they cannot be worked properly. All the staff cannot be called to office. We can't access our data. Again, very important. Many of us are not able to access our data because the office is not open, and everything, all the data, most of the data, some of the data may be on emails, etc. Some of the backups may be there. So the entire data is not accessible. then we don't have offline backups. We as professionals do not have the regular practice of keeping backups at our offices. Sometimes we keep at offices, but not at offsite locations like our residents or residents of one of our employees. That we are not doing. And even if they are there, they are not updated ones. These are the challenges. And you can write in the chat also if there are any challenges from your side which you are facing. Then also we can't operate the softwares. Again, very important. Many people, most of us are not able to operate various softwares, whether it is Tally, whether it is Busy, whether it is Webby TDS, Webby Tax, etc. We are not able to operate those softwares. So how can we do the work? So that is the problem. Then data security. We'll be talking about that in greater detail, and I just want to know how much concerned are we about data security. We'll be talking about that later on. And also, we cannot track the work of our subordinates. That is also very important. That we should be able to track the work of our subordinates. That's what we do when we are in office. We try to help them out. We see the progress of work, etc. That we are not able to do as of now. And again, very important, no client meeting. We are unable to meet our clients. Our clients are not able to come to us. We are not able to go to the client sites. And this is again the time for audit, etc. also, and various finalizations, etc. So all these things are being hampered. Any other issues, if they are there, you can let me know. If you are facing any problems. Voice is okay. Are you facing problems in voice, audio? I think most of the people
Sir,
are, yeah.
yeah, sir, most of the people are hearing it. Some of them are facing the problem that the reason for that is their internet connectivity is low. So I would
Right.
request them to switch to YouTube.
Please write this on the chat box also, please.
Right, right, sir. I mentioned it.
So these are the challenges. So like it is something like वनवास की सी feeling आ रही है. घर में हैं and we are at home and we are not able to go anywhere. What to say of the office, etc. So it's a feeling of like we are in the jungle or something that is coming. And but the fact remains that people may guide you, people may tell you various things, but it is you who have to take the ultimate decisions. It is your own battle. Nobody can actually drive the vehicle for you. You have to be the driver. They can guide you, they can give you the directions, but ultimately you are your own driver and you have to take your own decisions, because whatever suffering is there, it is because of you. And from suffering, I would also like to say that the concept of this webinar and even the software VAR that we are talking about, launched by Webtel recently, it is because this problem was faced by us also. It's not just the CA firms, CS firms, etc., but even the MSME sector. Big corporates may have some that kind of setup, but the MSMEs, the CA firms, the CS firms, the lawyer firms, etc., ICWA firms, they are facing this problem, and really an acute problem. As I said, Webtel was also facing this problem because this culture of work at home was not available even in Webtel. But we talked about all these things. We took the help of technology, and now, fortunately, many of us, most of us, are able to work from our homes. And we want that our clients or even public at large should also be able to do that, because this problem probably will continue much longer than we initially thought. And now we have to somehow come to terms with the thing that these things will take much longer time, and we have to come out with solutions and how we can work more or less in a normal way. So work at home is necessary, and there is no two thoughts about that. And again, a change of mindset is needed. Earlier, we used to say work from home. So work from home, we used to say, because sometimes we will work from home, but generally we will work from office, or work in office, we used to say. But now things have changed. We don't have to work from home, we have to work at home. So that is essential, because this problem seems to be going for a longer time. So it will be something normal that we are working at home rather than working in office. And also without compromising data security. I think that is one of the most essential things data security, many times we are not much bothered about data security, and obviously it cannot be overemphasized what we should be careful about data security, etc. So to start with, there are various things we'll be talking about. So first of the things is that the change of mindset. That is very important. अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं हमें लगता है कि दफ्तर खुलेगा, when the office will be open, then only we'll be able to work properly, full throttle, we'll be able to work only then. That mindset needs to be changed. As of now, as I'm saying, even Webtel is more or less functioning at 100% level. If not 100%, 80-85% level, we are working, and we are also trying to find ways and means. Some people do not have systems at their houses, so we are trying to provide that also. So we are moving towards the direction where almost 100% capacity utilization is there, and I think that is what each one of us needs. So we have to start with use of new techniques and technology. That's very important. The traditional way of working in office may not work at least now. And also, once we are comfortable with these kind of things, I think it will also be important for us to understand that we can also cut costs. If there is no need for all the staff to come at office, even in the good times, once they return, we can also start employing some people who can work at home, and we can just find out what kind of work they're doing, how they're doing, and it's the productivity or the what they're doing which matters, rather than they're sitting in the office and probably sometimes not doing much. So that is very important. Then use of the right tools, use of various softwares, etc. That's very important. And then paperless or paperless, I think, is more of a concept, but in our offices and now at homes, I think paperless, it's very difficult. But even if we have less paper office, that will be helpful. And we can move towards that with scanning of various documents, etc. Various receipts, etc. are coming in PDF format, so they can be saved in various folders, etc. And also virtual office. Now, since our physical offices are shut down, and probably to a limited extent, they will open also in near future. I hope so. But fully functional offices are still quite far away. So can't we have our own virtual office? So what is a virtual office? A presence on the web. What we are doing whenever we need something, whether any goods we need, any groceries and we need, any services we wish to avail of, any doctor appointment we wish to take, what we are doing, we are going to the website, we are booking appointments from there, we are searching the various options that are available, and the best ones we are trying to use access through the internet. So why don't we think, particularly the younger generation, if they need these tax filing services or some other services that we are offering, advisory, etc., won't they also try to search you on the internet? So I think that is very important. And earlier, so a website of a chartered accountant is as necessary for any other business or profession. It's not only a thing which is required, it is also a branding exercise. Whenever we have a web address on our visiting card, even visiting cards are getting virtual now. We have this code on QR code on the in our mobiles, or sometimes on the visiting cards, and when you scan that, the number is automatically saved. So technology is going much beyond what we used to think. Not only the
So,
brand exercise. Shubham, you are saying
Rajeev
something?
sir,
Yeah,
yeah, sir, I have a lot of questions. So can we take a couple of them right now?
right. Yeah, you can.
So, sir, Samir Karnik ji is asking how employees how can work 100% from home. So I think you have to see this whole entire presentation for the answer of the same, sir.
Yeah. This will be taken as we'll show. He'll be able to understand. That any other
And
question?
yeah, sir, how will Webtel give facility to standalone software installed in Office server like ETDS return filing, GST, and other accounting softwares?
Shubham, even this we will be showing
Yeah,
this after my session. Sahni ji
yeah,
will be showing that practical demo of that. Yeah.
sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So it's a branding exercise. Not only that, for many things, the client keeps on calling you how much income tax will be applicable in my case, what is the amount of income tax that is applicable for me for this year, and any latest change that has come, etc. All these kind of acts, rules, notifications, etc. can be on your own website. You can, even if you are good at writing, you have the writing skills, or even some basic things, the whatever the latest updation is coming, you might be sending by email also. So those kind of things can be put in the form of a blog and put on the website. Again, that will be very useful for all of your clients and even other people who are visiting on the website. So nobody stops a new person, a person who is not your client, to visit your website. He can visit the website, he can see what kind of services you are providing, blogs, if interesting blogs, informative blogs are there, he'll be obviously interested to come to the website again, and he might approach you for some filing of returns, etc. Also, you can put in educational videos which you make for your own staff, or even otherwise also for educating your clients. So this will lessen the number of queries or the doubts people have, because many of your clients will be calling you for similar things, and for these kind of things you can put these kind of videos or blogs, etc. on the website. Then you can write about what kind of services that you are providing. Even the staff requirements can, etc. can also be put there, so people can approach you. And even very important, that emails can also be done through the website. An email ID, Rajeev Khandelwal at gmail.com, or Rajeev Khandelwal at ca-rajeev.com or ca-virtual.com. That gives again a different branding to your organization and to you. That the person has his own email servers, he has his own website. That again gives a branding to you. And even document sharing, many of the documents are being shared on the emails, and later on they are not, you are not able to trace them. So all these the documents can be shared through the feature which is available on the website that Webtel is providing to its clients. So again, these are very important features. So that was about the website, and I think that's a requirement that each one of us has today. We must have, as chartered accountants, company secretaries, lawyers, etc. We should have our websites. Other businesses are already having, and we must have like them also. Other thing, important thing is communication. Communication in any case is very important. And particularly in this kind of situation, communication is very important. One type of communication is the client meetings that we should have regularly. We were having regularly, but in the COVID-19 situations, these meetings have been hampered. Physical meetings are not possible.
Rajeev sir?
Yeah.
Sir, one question related to the website. I want to take it, sir. So someone is asking about the updations in the website for the clients.
Again, that's a very good question, because these updations, most of the updations, whether these acts, rules, notifications, the latest news on a daily basis, that is being done by Webtel. You don't have to do any of these kind of things. Just but in fact, the pages, the static pages which are there of services, of even then we have a separate page we can provide as a block to you. There you can yourself write in a Word format, and you can copy and paste it there. So to that extent you can do if you want to. Otherwise, most of the things, everything, I think 90-95%, all these things are being done by Webtel on the daily basis. And again, this is very important, because that's again a requirement. As I say, जैसे requirement होती है, अभी चीजों का पता लगता है. When we talk to different people, we came to know that most of them were wanting to have a website, but the problem was that they did not know whom to contact. इससे हम जाके website बनवाएं और वो regularly update होता रहे. One of the biggest problems is that people do not get the websites, because static websites are not good websites. If a person comes to your website one day, a week later, and a month later, or even a year later, it is the same. There's no change. So obviously, why should he come to that website? So the biggest challenge is in updation, which is being aptly taken care of by Webtel, and so you don't need to be worried about that. So we are doing all these updations, etc.
Right, sir. I think our website, the virtual office, is different from other websites. As we are updating it, all the acts, rules, notification is being updated on daily basis. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we were talking about communication, that communication with client is being hampered, and also staff meetings. Client, even in the case of a client, you'll be meeting him sometimes only once in a week, once in a month, something like that, once in a quarter, all those kind of things. Client, but staff, you have to meet every day. You're meeting every day. He's coming to your cabin, asking you various things, etc. Or you'll be convening a meeting of various staff members so that we can discuss a particular issue. If there's any update, we can talk about that, etc. But what to do now? That physical interaction is not possible now. So we have these beautiful concept of virtual meetings, whereby we have different platforms like WebEx, Zoom, GoToMeeting, Microsoft Teams, Cisco, WebEx, etc., whereby we can use these platforms, and it is as good as being on a physical basis, a meeting in a physical premises, etc. It is as good as that. We all are using those. Even this webinar that is being presently done, even other webinars that we've done for the last month or so. I think more than 5 weeks we've been conducting regular webinars for you, knowledge sharing on GST, on income tax, on these technology topics, etc. These we are conducting on Zoom, and some queries come like Zoom. We are reading in newspapers, in WhatsApp, etc. Also that some security concerns are there, and they are valid also, and we were also concerned. We were also thinking of shifting on another platform, but then the government also took these steps. They gave these guidelines, etc. And even Zoom has also strengthened its security, etc. There is a separate password for each meeting, etc. You cannot have the same meeting ID and password, etc. And without a password you cannot access. So all these things are there. There is a facility of locking the room, etc. So we are using this, and we have not faced any problems. And I think we can also use, and then other platforms are also there. In virtual meetings, another good thing is that, because in these kind of debates, you are aware that many people start speaking at the same time, and we don't understand what they're talking about. So here in the virtual meetings, there's an option also to stop or silence the mic of that person who is talking without being asked to talk. So that facility is also there, which is not there in physical meetings. Then also we have to digitize our office. What do you mean by digitize our office? And computerized office, I think if I say, do you have a computerized office? I think 100% people will be saying, yes, we have a computerized office. But does that mean just having a computer in place and doing many of the things manually? And again, the change of mindset. So that is very important. So we must digitize our offices to the extent possible. We have to organize our files and folders. That applies to the physical files and folders also, and also the files and folders in our computers. And it's not necessary that we do everything. We can guide our subordinates and ask them, or even assign this duty of organizing the files and folders to them. And again, very important thing is DSC, digital signature certificates. They are in tokens, in different tokens, and like the parking person who has all the keys in a challa or a ring, and it is available for anybody to see, anybody to use, etc. And also what to say of passwords. Passwords are also generally known to everybody. That is again a problem. We'll be talking about that just now. So again, that is very harmful. That's really a problematic thing. And if your digital signature of yours or your client is misused, then it's you won't be able to say that it was not in my it was done in my absence, somebody else used it. You won't be able to say, or your client won't be able to say. You can take risk for your own self, but what to say of the client? How can you ensure that the client signature is not used on a threatening mail to somebody? So please be very careful about storage and usage of digital signature. Also, we have to ensure periodic backups. That is very essential. We are not in a very good habit of doing that, but that's very essential. And I think this problem also helps in underlying all these things. And I think now we should be more careful, or we would be more careful now. Then regarding disaster recovery, if I earlier used to ask somebody about disaster recovery, what have you done for disaster recovery? So people used to just smile or laugh. What about disaster recovery? What kind of disaster? We are not having a manufacturing plant or something big factory or something like that. So what kind of disaster? At the same time, let us understand that whether it was 9/11 or any other kind of businesses, small businesses, big businesses, we are aware that some of the businesses were able to restart office within 24 hours or 48 hours. And there were also people in offices in the USA where they could never restart. So that the difference was that they had taken measures for disaster recovery. So that's very important. And whatever we have, the small office that we have, or the medium-sized office that we have, that is our factory. That is our that is like a big office for somebody else, and we must take good care to ensure that all our assets are intact. We should take proper insurance, etc. That I think we do, and should be careful about that. But very important are resources, data. That is very important, and we must take regular backups and must keep offsite backups also. And also we need to take various softwares which are necessary. We also take various softwares like tax software, TDS software. Webtel has all these softwares, the payroll software, etc. That we are doing. But besides that, some other softwares may also be needed, like antivirus software. How many of you are having an antivirus software? Or anybody who's not having an antivirus software? Yes, can we have on the chat? We have to talk about various things. We have to talk about various things in general, and I think these things are also important. We are coming to work from home also, or work at home also. But again, these things are also important. That is, we are talking about these things, and what? Okay, some people are having McAfee, some are having eScan, etc. Quick Heal also, and I think these are not very expensive softwares. We should also try to go for the paid versions, because sometimes in the unpaid versions or the free versions, many facilities are not available. So we should try and go for these paid versions because they are not very costly. So we need to have antivirus softwares in our systems, in the PCs, etc. Renew them whenever the renewal is pending. And also, how many of us have antivirus in our mobiles? Mobiles are also like PCs. They are
Sir,
also
I
having
think
an antivirus.
a lot of people have replied that they have the software in
Yeah, I
the
saw.
office
Right.
systems, but not in their personal laptop.
Yeah, so I think that is also necessary. We should have these antiviruses in even the laptops and the PCs, etc., that we have at homes. And somebody is also saying they have in mobile. Nitish is saying, so that's a good thing. Mahima is not having, and Soft is having. So some people are having, some are not. So these are also like PCs. They are also operating systems. They are also, we are connecting to the internet. We are ordering groceries online. We are using internet banking. So it's, I think, more important, if not more, equally important to have antivirus softwares in the mobile also. So these facilities are available. These softwares are available. We should use them also. Then, and also, again, a security concern that many times we wish to convert our normal Word or our Excel files in PDF, or vice versa. Many times these are important files that we are sharing with the client, like quotation, etc., some cost sheet working, etc., so that it looks more beautiful. We are using the PDF converter on the website, and we are uploading the Word or Excel file there, and the entire data is going to somebody without our realizing that. So again, that's not a good thing to do. Wherever these kind of confidential files or confidential data is there, we can make use of these kind of softwares, the offline softwares which are available, which you can download on your PC and then use it. Like small PDF is there. There's a free trial, 14-day trial also. You can use that, and if comfortable, then we can even subscribe to it. So again, security is a concern. Then security concern goes further with firewalls, etc. This firewall or Agni Rekha we are all aware about, and also we are also aware about the firewall security that is there with the LAN systems that we are having in our offices, and many of us already have these firewalls. But those of you who are sorry, those of you who are not using these firewalls, they are again generally software firewalls are being used. In medium or bigger organizations, even hardware firewalls are there. So make use of them, so that there is a barrier between your systems, personal systems of your office, and the internet, because all the malicious viruses, etc., they're coming from there. And other than our offices, probably in some other office, the problem will be not to such a greater extent if there is a virus attack. But in our offices, we are very organized. For each of our clients, we have different files and folders, physical files and folders also we used to have. And in the systems also, we are having different folders, let's say for client A. And for client A itself, for income tax, we have a separate folder. For GST, we have a separate folder. For 2019-20, we have another folder. 2021, we have a separate folder. Similarly, for GST, for different years, we have different folders. For 3B, we have a separate folder. For GSTR1, we have a separate folder, and so on and so forth. It's a very good thing to have. But for whom you are doing this? For you, yourself? So, for whom we are doing, obviously we are doing it for ourselves, for our own staff and for ourselves, so that whenever we wish to access any of the files, we can see these files. ये फाइल हम देख सकते हैं, इसलिए हम अलग-अलग फोल्डर बनाते हैं इनके, और किसी भी स्टाफ मेंबर को देखना होता है या दूसरे स्टाफ मेंबर को देखना होता है, so they can easily access these files and folders. They can do. But what if there is a virus attack? Person has intruded in your systems, and there you are able to access all these files and folders like this. So again, it will be very good for him also, very convenient for him also. So what you had done for yourself, it's like putting the key below the पायदान. पायदान के नीचे जैसे हम कई बार चाबी रख दे के चले जाते हैं, इस फैमिली का दूसरा मेंबर आएगा, वो निकाल के चला जाएगा. It's like putting it on the below the doormat, something like that. So even the intruder can make good use of that. That's not what we intended. And some people even go further. Like one of my friends had an Excel file in which all the files and folders were there, and even he had put hyperlinks there, because he did not even want to take the trouble of going to the particular folder or the file. So he put in an Excel file, and there all the files and folders were there, hyperlinks were there. Just click there and you will reach something like when you access the website. When you put the address, you go to the website. It was as easy for as that for him, for his staff. And also if somebody intrudes in your systems, कोई virus attack हो जाता है, तो उसके लिए भी उतना ही आसान होता है. So we should be careful about these things. Anji.
Sir, I think a lot of people are noting these things down. So I would like to request we'll share a recording of this presentation, because we have limited time, so we cannot repeat things up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So these are important things that we should be careful about. Then another thing is the server name. Just write in the chat box what is the server name in your office, or the office system names. Can you write? Those of you who are having servers, what is the server name? Tell me. Okay, admin. Any other?
Sir, personal name. Mostly personal names are coming, or server is coming.
Personal name is coming, and also server name is coming. So who are we telling that this is the server? Even if this is Atmanirbhar or some kind of that name is there, we would know that this is the server, because we have kept the name. Why we are telling again the intruder or somebody who's coming to maliciously to our systems, कोई intrude कर रहा है या कोई virus attack हो रहा है, कोई हमारे systems पे आके इस तरह से misuse करना चाह रहा है, उसको हम क्यों बना रहे हैं? ये बढ़िया किसी ने बताया, Kingfisher. ये अच्छा नाम इन्होंने दिया है, ये तो बढ़िया है. But generally जो हम नाम रखते हैं, the names that we are keeping are our own names, or server 1, server 2, etc. Webtel server. That should also not happen, because this again will be very helpful to the intruder, the person who is intruding in systems, to use that. Then what about Wi-Fi names? What are the kind of Wi-Fi names that we are keeping? Wi-Fi network का क्या नाम रखते हैं हम generally? Chat पे फटाफट. We don't have much time. NSVK, BAA. Okay, that is good. Virus infected. That's very good.
Sir, mostly organization name and personal name. Yeah.
वो भी आप किसको बताने के लिए रख रहे हैं? ये देखिए, इस तरह से ये नेटवर्क से हमारे नाम सबके इस तरह के आ रहे हैं, जिसका जो नाम है, जिसका जो सरनेम है उससे आ रहा है, या कंपनी के नेम से आ रहा है. So again, ताकि associates or organization name. So वो again you are telling, you are inviting the other people. See, this is my Wi-Fi network. Just connect to that. Is that so?
Someone has written ransom virus.
That is good. That is good. Ransom virus, these kind of name. Modi at the rate something also is there. Good. And let me tell you that we have a software, WirelessKeyView software, and if it is installed on the Shubham, you want to say something?
No, sir, you can continue.
Okay, then there's a good software, WirelessKeyView software, and if that is installed on the, we will not say about PCs because PCs are generally stationary. But when we take laptops at different places and we ask the person that can we have the user ID and password of the Wi-Fi, he provides it, and we are able to log in and access the internet, etc. But this software stores, the laptop stores all the user IDs and passwords, and this WirelessKeyView software helps us to access all these user IDs and passwords. And if a hacker is able to access this, he'll be able to see all these user IDs and passwords, and he can easily intrude or get into these systems. So again, so very essential that these usernames, etc., should be something which is different, like somebody, some people were saying also. And the passwords also we can keep on changing from time to time. So the Wi-Fi name should be, obviously they should be secure. I think everybody is using a password these days, but again, that should be something strong, not be own office name and personal name, etc. The Wi-Fi name should be different. And we have already talked about what kind of name should be there. Some innovative suggestions have also come. I have also some suggestions like COVID-19 virus or Evil Dead or Shamshan or Trojan horse virus. These kind of names, I think everybody will try to run away from these kind of names and would rather go to Verma network or Gupta network, something, or Rajeev network, something. People would like to go to those. So these kind of names. What about passwords? What kind of passwords are you keeping? Will somebody share his password? What kind of password he's keeping? Yes.
No one is sharing.
Just, I think these things we are talking about is also very important. And work from home, I think everybody is getting impatient for that. Just in a while, I'll be just moving to that also. Please be a little patient. So somebody is telling the passwords 123456789 admin at the rate 12345. See, the people are so good; they're sharing their own passwords. This is beautiful. So other people can note these down, these passwords, because people are sharing. And if these passwords are so simple, people are able to hack these passwords very easily. So I think that's not the intent. Passwords are not for passing on to somebody. They have to be kept. I think password ka naam hi kuch galat hai, password nahi hona chahiye tha. So, but whatever it is, they should be strong passwords which are not easy to decipher. Something like this that you are seeing on your screen, using special characters, uppercase characters, etc. These kind of characters, etc. we can use, and they can also be kept in a password, can be kept in an Excel file. I think uh, we should try to not use these various apps, etc. that are coming, various softwares which are coming for these. We can, and if we want, because there are different websites, different user IDs, different passwords. So I think we can use our Excel files, one of our Excel files. Excel should be password protected. Put on these passwords, and they should be on the sheet 2, sheet 3, etc. Because sometimes when we put these files on the World Wide Web or the internet, then people are able to decipher the passwords, show the passwords which are there on the first sheet or the second sheet, to try to put those passwords and the user IDs on the third or fourth sheet. And even the password may not be complete. Maybe this is the password that you are putting in the Excel file. Then there could be some number like 21, which you just memorize and you add to the password, so that people are, even if they are able to crack the Excel file password and come to this website, this Excel file, and use all these passwords. So that should not happen. And then we have different kind of things like in this lockdown period, we can do many things like e-learning. There are various options of e-learning. Webtel is also doing various webinars, etc. We can make good use of this. We can not just us, we can ask even our staff to make good use of these webinars, because now we have time. Also, we have various Excel trainings, Excel skills. There's so many facilities in Excel also, which we can use, and we have also conducted various webinars on Excel also. Staff trainings, etc. Even you can conduct your own trainings of your staff. Senior members of your staff can you do the staff trainings. They can even record it for future. All these kind of facilities we can make it good use of. Then process re-engineering also is necessary. And
Sir,
many times we are, yeah.
sir, a lot of people are asking us to switch to how we're gonna shift to work from home. I want to tell all these participants that all these things, the security and the firewalls and all these things that the sir is discussing is very basic and very important for all of us. Right? If you know we're gonna access our softwares
Yeah,
and data
yeah.
from our offices, so this is very important.
Even when we are going for this WA solution and other solutions that we'll talk about, there also they will be necessary. So just another 5 minutes, I'll be summarizing, I'll be completing, and then we'll be going directly to that. So even process re-engineering is necessary. Sometimes some of the people are still taking the data from Tally, punching in Excel, and then from that they are making balance sheets, etc. Why not export the data from Tally and use that Excel file to import in the Excel sheet, and there we can make use of the formats that we have for balance sheet, etc. Similarly, when we are using the WebGST software, I punch the data in the WebGST software. There's a facility to import the data from Tally, Busy, etc., even ERPs, etc., the premium version that we are making available. So these kind of things are necessary, which will save our time in future. Many of the man hours and man days and man months will be saved. We do that. And till then, till we are able to connect and you make use of these WAF servers, etc. There are many other things, that reconciliations, etc., that we can do, and whether GSTR 2A reconciliation, whether downloading the data from the portal for GSTR 9 of 1819, the TDS reconciliations, 26A's downloads, etc., that we can do. We can interact with the clients using these webinars or these Zoom meetings, etc. We can talk to them what are the problems, try to solve these problems, because in the routine we may not have time for those kind of things. Then also we can download the UDIN in list, because many times we might have issued certificates to clients as chartered accountants. The UDIN list might not be available. Some of the UDIN may be missing. So we can download the UDIN list, prepare a comprehensive list. Then the MCA has come out with this amnesty scheme for companies and LLPs for filing the pending documents. You can make good use of them, because otherwise fees of even lakhs of rupees are payable in some cases, and people are not able to do that. So again, these times can be used for doing all these kind of things also. Then there are other areas of practice, etc., like payroll management. There are firms and companies who are exclusively doing payroll management. So why can't many of you, even sitting at the remote corners of India, can do that work? Obviously, you can do that. New opportunities of consulting, advisory, etc. There, forensic audit is there. Data mining and analysis is there. The institute is already conducting a course on forensic audit that we can do. So all these things will help us upskill. In audit from home, when we talk about, we have to change our techniques, and the Webtel Tally. Now we are on the main item of the agenda of the day. In Webtel Tally, busy remote access, that's necessary. Even Word, Excel files are shared by the client or even amongst various staff members. Then we can also have digitally signed confirmation statements and certificates from banks and other authorities. And because of the physical documents cannot be exchanged at the moment, so digitally signed confirmations can be received, so that we can do this part of the audit. Scanned documents we can access through the clients through the document sharing facility on the websites that we are providing, and even otherwise on the mails also that can be done. Physical verification of assets, that's necessary part of audit also. How we can do that? Probably some kind of somebody sitting in Delhi and he wants to do the physical verification of assets in Chennai probably. So some media has to be found. Like we can have some kind of video recording done by the client staff, and we can rely on that These kind of things also we can think of, so that audit can be done from home as of now. And also Google Drive, we all are using, most of us are using, and those of you who are not using should make good use of that. The bigger documents can be shared there, because otherwise files which are bigger than a particular size cannot be sent on mails, but that can be shared on the Google Drive or the Dropbox, etc. That can be done. And even other people can share all these bigger documents with us, and access can be given to different people. And then each and every correction that you are doing, on the right hand side you can see particular date and the time when which I made the corrections to file that I received. So these kind of audit trail is also there, which is very important. And it's also essential that all of these softwares, whether it is Webtel softwares, the compliance softwares, or Tally, Busy, or the Office, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, or PPTs that we are having, to access all these softwares when we are working at home, that's necessary. So as of now, what we are like in the office environment, the LAN environment that we had is working on the client server architecture, wherein generally on the server various softwares are installed, and all these staff members that we are working, or even as a chartered accountant that we are working, we are working on the clients. So all the data is being saved generally on the server, and people are accessing the data, and that is why the people are able to access the corrections or the updations done by the other people also. So that facility is there. So that's what I've explained in this slide also. But as of now, due to Corona, all this disruption is there, and the physical offices are more or less shut down. And we can have a facility of having a server at office. If some of you can now open the office, one or two of the staff members can now, in this scenario, open the office, because he might be living nearby, or in the office premises nearby, or in the same premises. In that case, he can go and open the server. In this case, the server is one of your PCs only, which has been designated as a server. So he can open the server, and by use of different techniques, we all can access the data from our own systems which are at our residence. We can also have a server at home, because sometimes it may not be possible that some person can go to the office and open the office, and if the problem still continues or it worsens, then at that case the government again may say that you cannot open the offices, the complete lockdown could be there. So in that case, you can make one of the PCs at your home as the server, and all these things will happen as if it was at the office. And also the third option, which many of the bigger firms or the medium firms use, is having a server at the data center or cloud. So that option is also there. The deciding factors as to which server we should go for, or what kind of systems are available. Generally, for a small or a medium firm, the systems which are existing, the PCs which are already there, are good enough. Maybe some configuration increase would be required. About that also we can advise if required. A good broadband is obviously needed. A good connection, electricity connection is obviously needed in any case wherever the server will be working. And also what kind of money we want to spend. We may have the best of solutions, but again, we have to see what kind of money we have to spend, and what our pocket allows, and what is actually needed. And then data security is very important. What kind of data security is good enough for us, whether data which is at our office or our residence, that is within our own reach, and we are comfortable for that, and we don't have a problem with that. So we have to see for that. And also then the people, some of the people may go for cloud also. The cloud has again, obviously the good things are about the cloud, that anywhere availability is there, anytime availability is there. But sometimes the data on the cloud can be accessed by others also, the intruders, also malicious attacks are etc all there, and they are as of now asking this ransom in bitcoins also. So all these kind we have to think about deciding what we are going for. So that is there. And obviously all these kind of servers, these softwares have to be on the server. That's how we can use all these softwares, because this was one of the challenges that people were facing. So now the Webtel can become your technology partner, and it can you'll be using with this one, or your Webtel can become your technology partner. It can guide you regarding all these things, the facilities which are there. And presently, just to sum up and to finalize, our position is like this. We don't have both our hands. A feeling is coming like this. And we have two hands for you, WA and WebEdge. These two facilities are there for you, which will help you regaining your hands. So with this, I'll be ending this session now. Now we'll be seeing the practical things which are there and how we can make good use of these things. So over to Mr. Vijay Sahni. He'll be taking you through the rest of this. Meantime, the queries can be put on the chat box and we can take them as in when we can reply to them.
Right, sir. So someone is asking the query on GST software, so we'll be discussing it in some other session. Also, a lot of participants are giving us feedback regarding the session, sir. So the session was regarding the entire functions on how you can switch work from home, or for which security is a very important part. That is what sir discussed. Now we'll give a practical demonstration on how Webtel can partner you through shifting all your work from work at home. So it's a Webtel's utility on how you can access all your data and softwares which are in your office uh, to your personal laptops or personal systems at your home through Webtel's utility, which is WA. So I would like to welcome Sahni sir. Sahni sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Shubham, loud and clear.
Yeah. So, sir, over to you, sir. I think a lot of people are very excited to hear this and waiting for this. Sir, over to Sahni, sir.
So, good afternoon, friends. Thank you for the patient hearing. And let me start now detailed demo of this software. So, you can see the desktop. So here on the server, we install the software, which we call as Webtel WA server. If you just right click and use the admin option, you will have these facilities. You will be having the user management. Thereafter, just a second, I have to share it again.
So a lot of people are asking that whether they'll be able to access the data. Sir, yes, you can by using this utility which Sahni sir is sharing. I'll try to take a couple of more doubts. Sir, someone is asking about specific about Webtel software or the desktop-based softwares. So, sir, desktop-based softwares are there because of the security concerns. Webtel is desktop-based, Busy and Tally is also desktop-based. So, this is a solution majorly for that, sir. You can access all these softwares by sitting at your home, by sitting at your personal systems. No need to install all those softwares, all those GBs of space use that. You just need to install WA for that. Over to Sahni, sir.
Okay. So now if you install this software, so this screen will be available to you, and you can just run the software, and thereafter, once you go in for the admin option, so then you will have these facilities. This is the user management. Secondly, you will be able to add n number of programs. Say, for example, Shubham was just talking Busy, Tally. So here we have added Busy. Thereafter, I can go on.
Sir, we are not able to see the video. Sir, we are not able to see our video presentation.
Just a second. I'll I will reshare it again.
Sure, sir. Okay, so sir, someone is asking, work from home will use Word, Excel, and other softwares which are in the main computer, or
Yeah,
each other will
that is
also
also
need to be
possible.
up. Yeah,
That is also
yeah.
possible. Are you able to view the video now, Shubham?
Sir, there is a black screen which is coming in front of the video. Sir, I think you need to select only video while sharing it again.
Okay, okay. Just a second.
We'll just take a couple of minutes to start. Yeah. So there is one more query. Someone is asking, will the same data be on server? Will we be able to access it on real time? So I would like
Yes,
to
yes.
answer, yes, you can. Yes, sir. Sani sir.
So,
Sani sir.
yeah, now you're able to view the video?
Yeah, yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So likewise, you can just select tally also. And thereafter, say for example, in the program 86, we have got Webtel Software. So you can select n number of programs, which will include your tally, busy, your Word, Notepad, etc. Any software is what you want, you can add to this utility, right? So here we have already added 4. Now let me add, say, Notepad to it. And we have added this Notepad also. Once this is done, now you can go to the user management. Here also change name also. Say for example, like I've just modified it a bit. I've modified it, and then if I save it, so this is available. Similarly, I can modify the name of the GST software as well. And I save it. Thereafter, once this activity is complete, I can go to the user management. We already have a number of users. If you want to add all other users of your staff members, you can add. Likewise, I have added Vikas and say name. What is the Windows password? Actually, the user will not be able to see what is the Windows password, right? Even admin won't be knowing it. If you, I think that is a good strategy. Then there will be a masking of user ID and password. Thereafter, the mobile number and email ID. So because of any reason, if somebody misses his user ID and password, he can retrieve it through his mail and SMS. Once this is done, let me add one more user to it. Say Pankaj. And the name. Similarly, the Windows password and confirm password. And thereafter the username and password. So here we have not added mobile number and email. So obviously he will not be able to retrieve password using the email ID. And once this activity is done, so now we have 5 programs to Woh server utility. So you can give say few particular users. Say Vikas is authorized for these 3 programs, and Pankaj is authorized for some other 3 programs or all the 5 programs as the admin or the partner wishes. So once this is done, I say these 3 programs and I assign this. Once this activity is complete, you just see that, okay, we have got 5 different programs which I will be generating a client exe. So I can just, these are the 5 programs.
I think there are many questions also. So we'll be taking on these questions after this session ends, because otherwise the flow will be interrupted. So all these questions, whatever the doubts are, please keep on writing on chat. We'll be taking those after this session.
Right, sir. So once this is done, so I can just see what is my static IP of the server. So I can just copy it from here and just come back to the application and provide the server address. And if I have got multiple number of static IPs, I can provide this also. So here I'm having just one static IP, provide the port, and I say just create the file. So now this file is created. Now I will go to the, I open the target location and I will find that, okay, this Woh and exe is available. So once this activity is completed, let me now show you another utility.
Sir, someone is asking about the access to the data folders.
Yes, yes.
Sir, a lot of people are asking about the access to the data folders. That is the one major question.
I'll cover that.
Yeah.
I'll cover. Just a second. So let me first go through the entire demo and then I'll take all the queries, right?
Sure, sir. Sure. That will be fine.
So let me run the second exe. Now, once that activity is complete, say we have in the previous video, we have seen that, okay, we select all the files and say generate client exe, okay? And then providing this IP, the other way around is that you can write what's my IP on the Chrome itself. You will find this and you can just copy this and just paste it here, right? And say, okay, create. After changing the port, I say create. Now the client exe has been generated. I go to the application folder, open the file location, and I have this application here. I just copy this from this server and say, for example, from this application server, I move to a client server, a separate machine, and I paste it here, right? And this is copied. Once this activity is complete, I can just right click and say run as an administrator. And I provide the username and password which I have created on the server itself, right? And now this exe is appearing. Now I got different software appearing here, right? So web GST software, I can just click and then application running. So you will be experiencing a feeling that, okay, you are working in a client server architecture. You can do extensive use of your keyboard, enter, escape, how you deal with most of the softwares. So this facility is actually not available in the online versions. So you will be having best of both the worlds, right? So similarly, you can run the other software also. So maybe tax is the other software. I can use the notepad. I can use Word, Excel. Everything you can use here. Apart from that, you will be able to share this with your team members. And if in case you want that, okay, for few folders, you need not give access to few of the people. That is also possible. And if you want that, okay, for a maximum file, I will like to keep myself, but for few files, I would like to share with all my team members. That facility is also there. And for the administrator, he will be able to view all the files, right? And he can tune up that, okay, this particular person will be able to view these many number of folders. That facility is also there. Apart from that, the other facility will be that you will be able to print, take the printout on your local printer or on a global printer or on a PDF file. And even if you want to restrict some user that, okay, they will not be able to take the printouts on their systems, that facility is also available in the utility itself, right? And obviously, all the updates will be available here for all the softwares, so that updation wala funda won't be bothering you time and again. So once I'm done with this, I can again run this utility from a different user. Say, for example, I run it through a different user because we have created there two users. One was Pankaj. So Pankaj, we have already logged in. Now, if we log in through a user, you can see that here the programs are different. He is not able to do working in GST software or tax software. He will be able to work on Tally software. So here also he will be able to do all sort of activities, enter, escape, how we deal with Tally, or for any software as a matter of fact. So, so here there is another facility wherein we can map the MAC address of the particular laptop or a desktop. If we have mapped it once, so the user will be able to log in only and only if he is using it from the same MAC address. And if he say, for example, he copies the exe file and he wants to move it to a separate desktop, so until unless you give him the access that, okay, he will be able to do it from a different desktop or a laptop, and you have whitelisted it, and only he will be able to do it, or else the program will restrict it. Okay, you are not authorized to do this. So all these facilities are there. So I have given you a brief demo about it. So I'm very open to the queries. So Shubham, let's take all the queries one by one and
Right, sir.
and resolve it.
Right, sir. So, sir, major question is about accessing the data which is in the folders related to the softwares and also some Excel files and anything, internal data in any of the drives.
So first of all, there is a facility that you can give a My Desktop kind of a facility to all the users, wherein they can put their files and they will able to work on those files. Administrator will be able to access all the folders of all the users. On top of that, they will be having a shared folder if they want to exchange few files amongst the team members, so they can use that. Apart from that, if we are talking about the data, that is database of different softwares, that is Ali database or Webtel's database, or for any other software as a matter of fact. So if the administrator has given the facility of this My Desktop, or he has given a facility that, okay, because we can't stop him to take backup, but obviously the backup will reside on the server itself.
Right,
the user can get hold of the backup only and only if the administrator has given the permission to the user that he will be able to view it on a particular folder. Then he can save that backup in that folder and then he can copy. So the control lies in the hands of the administrator or the partners. They can share it to all the users, to specific users, looking at their seniority or their own trust factor, how the overall environment of the firm is. Right? So they can restrict it and they allow user to copy the data as well.
Right, sir. Sir, one question I have is server edition on Windows is must?
Yes, I would say it is must, because of the fact that different user management logs, etc., are maintained in Windows version only.
Right, sir. Sir, what about sir, am I
There is
audible?
another question about the static IP. Yes, we can do it through, we can do it without a static IP as well. But then obviously the system will continue updating that, okay, what is the dynamic IP, and then there can be some lag. So it is preferable if we are having static IP. Yes, we can do it without static IP as well, right? The solution is such that it provides the facility to deal it without a static IP as well.
Right, sir.
Shubham,
Sir, what
you can
about
also ask Shubham.
Yeah,
You
sir.
can also ask the people to raise their hands and unmute one by one so they can ask their questions directly.
Right, sir. Sir,
Yes. Meanwhile, if you have another.
Sir, one question is related to the accessing of this will depend on internet speed. Will I be able to do it on real time?
Yeah, you will be able to do it real time, and you will not find any difference if there is reasonable amount of speed. Obviously, if it is very if you are working on mobile, at least a broadband, I think, is a reasonable broadband is okay. And if you have got good connectivity through your mobile hotspot also, still you can work on that, no issues. But what we have seen nowadays, because of so much of load on the internet, the mobile sometimes mobile hotspot doesn't support it in a smooth manner. Otherwise, I think there is no challenge. Need any
Right, sir.
huge, because maximum activity will be done on the server itself, and and then we have to see to it that whether you are keeping the server in the data center or
Right, sir. Sir, one question is related to again to the bandwidth. So whether we'll be able to access any of my staff will be able to access on hotspot. Sir, do you want to put a light on this?
Yes, I think if he is having a reasonable connection, so he will be able to do it through a hotspot as well, no issues. The only challenge is because once people are dealing it through the hotspot, so if calls are also coming, he is listening to music also, and he is trying to do work on the software also, and other people are also using in the same family. So that can be a challenge, I think. Otherwise, even hotspot is something which is very reliable. But because we do multitasking using the hotspot, and then if the system is not working, then we say, okay, this software is not working, or probably.
Right, sir. Sir,
especially for the youngsters, we see that they're doing downloading movies, etc. simultaneously. So ये भी चलता है साथ में.
Sir, I have a very smart question.
Yeah.
Yes, Rajeev sir.
एक क्वेश्चन ये भी है कि ऑफिस सर्वर ऑन रखना पड़ेगा अगर ये चलाना है, अगर हम सर्वर को ऑफिस में ही बना रहे हैं तो.
Yes, this can be a challenge. If you are having the server in the office, obviously you will be saving on the monthly expenses. But I think the expenses are not that much. Now the cost of the servers are very much rationalized. But what we think is कि server के हमें monthly cost देनी है, but we don't realize that okay, we have to open the office. Somebody has to go and visit the office. कोई ना कोई जाकर ऑफिस को खोलेगा, और अगर किसी वजह से वो ऑफिस नहीं खोल रहा है तो आपकी पूरी टीम एक बारी के लिए स्टैंड स्टिल हो जाती है. तो ऑफिस को खोलना आपके लिए जरूरी होगा. Yes, if you think and you are very confident कि हमारा ऑफिस का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इतना बढ़िया है जहां पर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहती है, इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी की प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहती है, कम से कम मैं अपने घर में तो ये देखता हूँ, एक्सपीरियंस करता हूँ कि ब्रॉडबैंड होने के बावजूद भी में कनेक्टिविटी चली जाती है एंड देन वी रीस्टार्ट द राउटर एटसेट्रा. सो वो एक चैलेंज रहेगा मुझे लगता है अगर ऑफिस में सर्वर्स है तो.
Right, sir.
अगर डिलीट कर देते एक्सेस फोल्डर फाइल्स, क्या सॉल्यूशन है?
देखिए, एज फार एज अभी राजीव जी ने एक क्वेश्चन पास ऑन किया है कि अगर कोई यूजर फाइल्स को डिलीट कर देता है तो क्या हो. हाँ, ये भी ऑप्शन लगाई जा सकती है कि यूजर अपनी कोई भी फाइल्स डिलीट ना कर सके. दैट इज पॉसिबल. ही कैन क्रिएट द फाइल, ही कैन वर्क ऑन द फाइल, ही कांट डिलीट इट. ये पॉसिबिलिटी भी हो सकती है. सेकेंडली, you can if you are having the database and the server in the server in the data centers, so you will be having a weekly or daily backups also. तो अगर कोई फाइल गलती से डिलीट भी हो जाती है तो उस केस में आप उसको डिलीट भी कर पाओगे.
Sir, related to this, what you just answered, I have one more query. What about giving access in Tally? For example, I'm giving the full access to my, accounts head, and to an executive, I want to give a certain access. So how we can do that?
So there will be combination of both. Actually, itself provides the facility जहाँ पर आप किसी भी यूजर को कुछ यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड अगर आप उसके अंदर रख लेते हो तो आप उसका बैकअप लेने के लिए या उसको एक्सेस करने के लिए रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हो. डिफरेंट डायरेक्टरीज में भी उसको डाला जा सकता है और अलग अलग इंस्टेंस भी बनाए जा सकते हैं टैली के लिए जहाँ पर डेटा बैकअप्स अलग अलग फोल्डर्स में रखे जाएं और उन फोल्डर्स की एक्सेस को भी रोका जा सकता है. तो दोनों के कॉम्बिनेशन में आप यूजर को रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हो कि फॉर ए एम्प्लॉई ही विल बी एबल टू वर्क ऑन ABC कंपनी एंड फॉर द अदर एम्प्लॉई ही विल बी एबल टू वर्क ऑन XYZ और एज ए कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ few of the companies. That is also possible.
Sir,
is asking, is there any solution for complete cloud solution without maintaining a office server? That is there.
Yes, it is possible that if you want to maintain it on the cloud server and you can be having everything on the cloud, all the Tally, Busy, all the tax solutions or any other software solutions you are working, if you want to upload on the server.
Sir, one question is regarding the tracking of the employees. Sir, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
As far as the tracking of the employees is concerned, as far as why is concerned, we can just provide you the logs that who has logged in into the software and what are the softwares on which he has worked and for how many number of hours. That is possible. But as far as tracking of the employees is concerned, obviously there is another solution, but because of the time constraint we have, I'll just give you a brief.
I would request कि आप थोड़ा सा वेबएज के बारे में बताएं क्योंकि कुछ लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि वेबएज में और वहाँ क्या डिफरेंस है.
So now this WebEdge is a workflow management system for chartered accountants or professionals who are having some sort of a process-driven activity. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं कि you will be having the list of all the employees, your clients, different type of assignments which you used to perform. That is audit, tax audit, income tax return, TDS returns, and many other activities which chartered accountant firm, the list is very long. So you can have it in your system itself. You can assign the jobs to the employees and make the owners and the responsible persons in the software itself. And every single employee will be entering their daily activity into the software, which will help you in many different ways. First, पहला तो आप ये कर सकते हो कि आप अपने एम्प्लॉइज को ट्रैक कर सकते हो क्योंकि बिकॉज देयर इज अ मोबाइल ऐप आल्सो जो उसकी फिजिकल लोकेशन भी बताती है कि वो ऑडिट पे गया या नहीं गया और गया तो वहां से कितने बजे निकला और उसने कहाँ से अटेंडेंस मार्क की थी वो भी आप ट्रैक कर सकते हो. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आप ये भी ट्रैक कर सकते हो उसमें कि कितने नंबर ऑफ आवर्स हमने स्पेंड किए उस क्लाइंट पे एज अ होल और उसके अंदर जो हमारे पास जो डिफरेंट प्रोसेसेस हैं यानी कि अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कैश वाउचिंग की बात करता हूँ, फिजिकल स्टॉक वेरिफिकेशन की बात करता हूँ, लीगल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन चेकिंग की बात करता हूँ, पेमेंट वेटिंग की बात करता हूँ, उनके ऊपर हमने कितना टाइम स्पेंड किया टोटल नंबर ऑफ आवर्स डिफरेंट टाइप के पार्टनर्स और उनके सबऑर्डिनेट्स ने कितना उसमें टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया, और हमको एक्चुअल में उस असाइनमेंट से, उस जॉब से टोटल रेवेन्यू क्या आ रहा है और हमने उसके ऊपर टाइम कितना स्पेंड किया। इसमें हम ये भी सजेस्ट करते हैं अपने यूजर्स को कि आप अटेंडेंस भी आपको उसी से आप ट्रैक करें कि कितने घंटे उसने स्पेंड किया। तो वो अगर आपकी फर्म का स्टैंडर्ड आवर्स है, से फॉर एग्जांपल 8 और 9 आवर्स अ डे, तो अगर उसने 9 आवर्स की टाइम शीट फिल कर दी और आप उसके अंदर ओपनली आप बात कीजिए कि अगर उसने सेमिनार अटेंड किया, 4 घंटे इन्वेस्ट किए, तो ठीक है 4 घंटे हमने इन्वेस्ट किए, दैट इज नॉन बिलेबल एक्टिविटी बट इट इज एक्टिविटी। आपका एम्प्लॉय खाली है तो वो डाल देगा कि ओके आज मेरे पास काम नहीं है। इससे आपको ये पता रहेगा कि आपकी फर्म में आप किस किस एक्टिविटी पे कितना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, किस किस क्लाइंट पे आप कितना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, आपके एम्प्लॉयज कौन कौन से ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशंस पर कितना मूव करते हैं। आपके हिसाब से जो आज फर्म्स ने इतने सालों में कुछ स्टैंडर्ड्स सेट किए हैं, प्रोसेसेस सेट किए हैं, एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट किए हैं, वो आगे जाकर अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स को वो ट्रांसफर करते हैं टाइम टू टाइम, बट कहीं ना कहीं वो एक्सपेक्टेशंस पूरी नहीं हो पाती हैं। जो हम चेकलिस्ट बनाते हैं, बहुत बड़े बड़े हमने डॉक्यूमेंट्स बनाए होते हैं, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली कहीं ना कहीं लोअर लेवल पर वो उसको फॉलो नहीं कर पाते हैं। तो सॉफ्टवेयर आपको वो भी फैसिलिटीज देता है कि अगर आप जॉब कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं तो आपको प्रॉम्प्ट करता है कि आपने ये चेकलिस्ट चेक की है, आप उसको टिक कर दीजिए कि हाँ मैंने टिक की है। और अगर आप बाद में देखते हैं कि वो चेकलिस्ट पूरी नहीं हुई है तो आप उसको क्वेश्चन भी कर सकते हैं, आगे ट्रेन भी कर सकते हैं। सो आई कैन go on speaking on this, but I think we can be having a separate session for this because we are getting few more questions, right?
That small firms have i5 PCS server, generally 8 GB RAM. Is it sufficient?
I think even i5 is okay. 8 GB RAM is also very okay. No issues in that. The only thing is that what is the basic difference between a server machine or a desktop? That is Core i3 or Core i5 or Core i7. The basic difference between the two is the server class machines are such which are meant to be made for running 24/7. Right? Generally, if these machines in these environments where a few of the people have not visited their office from last 60 days, and if a Core i5 machine is running for around 60 days, there is a possibility that few of the parts can get heated up and they can go haywire, and then we have to there will be discontinuity. That is the only thing. But if you are thinking that you have got an infrastructure where somebody is going to go to the office every day, switch on the machine in the morning, and he can be turning it off in the evening, so then I think there is no issue. You can work on that also. The only thing is that we should be knowing what we are doing, what we are trying to achieve out of it, and how it is made, right? So many of the companies actually are having Windows 10 as server, right? So, but obviously user management like facilities, or if you want to at a later date, you want to that कि ये किसने क्या किया था ये जरा पता करें, तो वो आपको उस समय नहीं मिल पाएगा उससे। आज की डेट में अगर बोलेंगे तो हम बोलेंगे यार ये दोबारा से सर्वर को फॉर्मेट करना पड़ेगा, बैकअप लेना पड़ेगा, दैट कैन बी चैलेंज, तो क्या जरूरत है? तो दिस कैन बी ए इशू आई थिंक, बट दिस आप कोर i5 यूज कर सकते हो, बट मैंने आपको उसके जितने भी राइडर्स हैं, आई थिंक आई हैव and share that.
Right, sir.
Yes, Shubham. Any other query?
Sir, just a second, sir. I have a lot of queries, sir. I'm able to, take queries together.
System configuration के लिए भी सवाल है कि क्या एक basic configuration होनी चाहिए?
ये आज के environment में if you are having 10 to 20 users in the company, so जो आपकी server class machine होनी चाहिए उसकी कम से कम 8 GB RAM होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ideally कोई भी एक software जो है वो 100 MB से 200 MB का एक instance use करता है, तो और 1 GB में आपकी 1080 MB capacity होती है, तो आपके पास अगर 4 GB है तो आप उसको 4 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लीजिए, 8 GB है तो उसको आप 8 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लीजिए, राइट? और बताएं शुभम, यस प्लीज गो ऑन।
अच्छा
Sir, one question is, will Webtel help in providing the static IPs? And sir, proceeding to that, I'll take another question. It is about whether we can keep the servers in auto on and off mode. Is that possible?
Auto on and off mode, that is not possible. Auto on and off is not possible. And what was the other query? Sorry, I missed it.
Sir, it was regarding the static IP. Will it be provided by Webtel, or can Webtel provide the same?
No, obviously you will have to get the static IP from the company from whom you are taken the internet. They will be able to, yes, obviously we will be helping you, guiding you for that, provided by the telecom providers only.
एक सवाल और है कि क्या और बाकी सॉफ्टवेयर्स जो दूसरी कंपनीज के हैं, टैक्स के या कोई और, वो भी एक्सेस किए जा सकते हैं?
Yes, as far as Why is concerned, so you will be able to access any software. Obviously, Tally is not our software, Busy is not our software, Mark is not our software. Similarly, even if you want the tax solution of the other software using Wah, so that is also possible.
कह रहे हैं यूजर के सिस्टम पे भी अगर कुछ फाइल्स हैं वो एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, पॉसिबल?
यस, यूजर के सिस्टम पे आपकी जो फाइल्स हैं वो आप एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते हैं. आप सर्वर पर वो फाइल्स को आप सर्वर पर कॉपी कर सकते हो और फोल्डर अलग अलग बना सकते हो, उनको मैनेज कर सकते हो. ऑब्वियसली आप क्लाइंट लेवल पर इसको एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि अगर इस तरह से एक्सेस होने लग जाएगा तो ये तो और ज्यादा, बहुत ही ज्यादा वनरेबल हो जाएगा. आई थिंक अच्छा है कि एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते. टेक्नोलॉजी ने ऐसा परमिट नहीं किया. दैट इज वेरी गुड.
सर्वर एडिशन ऑफ विंडोज इज
राइट सर. सर, वन क्वेश्चन.
हाँ जी. ये सर्वर एडिशन की बात कर रहे हैं हम, तो ये सर्वर एडिशन एक तरह से रिक्वायर्ड है, यानी कि विंडोज 2008, विंडोज 2012 और विंडोज 2016 दीज आर द प्रेफरेबल फोल्डर्स, क्योंकि यूजर मैनेजमेंट की फैसिलिटी ये सर्वर्स देते हैं.
सर, आई एम रिसीविंग a
Go on, sir. Go on.
Shubham, you are not audible.
Shubham, go on.
Multiple users access these softwares.
हाँ, ये दोबारा से एक क्वेश्चन आया कि मल्टीपल यूज कर सकते हैं. यस, डेफिनेटली मल्टीपल यूजर यूज कर सकते हैं, बट अगर से फॉर एग्जांपल आपका लाइसेंस टैली का ही सिंगल यूजर है तो ऑब्वियसली मल्टीपल यूजर नहीं को यूज कर पाएंगे.
someone's take the online version.
जी,
The online. Sir, is there any limit to the users, number of users? This is about that, sir.
No limit to the users, but obviously there will be a limit about the configuration of the machine. Say for example, you are having a server with just 4 GB of RAM, and if say 50 users wants to access, तो कहीं ना कहीं सर्वर के ऊपर लोड होगा और आपकी RAM यूटिलाइजेशन फुल हो जाएगी. इसकी वजह से काम आप नहीं कर सकोगे. बट अगर आपके पास आप उसी रैम को थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज कर लेते हो, आपके सर्वर के कोर्स को इंक्रीज कर लेते हो, तो आप एक्सेस करोगे. कोई लिमिट नहीं है सच उसकी.
Sir, please put a light on data security. Again, sir, question which is being asked again.
As far as data security is concerned, yes, जब आप कहीं भी किसी चीज को ओपन अप करते हो तो ये सिक्योरिटी का क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, which is very very important also. तो as far as data security is concerned, इसको 2-3 तरीके से सिक्योर किया जाता है. As far as this app is concerned, हम ये इंश्योर करते हैं कि इवन जो पार्टनर्स हैं उनको भी एक लेवल पर जो एडमिन यूजर आईडी एंड पासवर्ड है वो भी उसको एक कहीं वो लॉकर में रख लें. बट एज फार एज डेली वर्किंग इज कंसर्न, उनकी भी जो एक्टिविटी है वो एक ऐप के थ्रू होती है, और जहां पर जिसको हम आगे मैप मास्क करके रखते हैं, जब आप उसको यूज करने जा रहे हो तब वो वेब सर्विस के थ्रू आपका इंक्रिप्टेड वे में यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड भी ट्रैवल करता है, तो जिसमें हैकिंग की पॉसिबिलिटी बहुत मिनिमल या ना के बराबर हो जाती है. एंड देन इट इज अबाउट द फर्म. अगर फर्म ये कहती है कि इसके ऊपर मुझे एक फायरवॉल सिक्योरिटी भी चाहिए, यानी कि मेरे को एक वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क भी सेटअप करना है इस सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर, वो भी किया जा सकता है. ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा सा एक्सपेंसिव वो हो जाता है, थोड़ा सा एक्सपेंसिव हो जाता है, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं होता वो भी, बट उसमें सिंपल काम आपको ये करना पड़ता है. फॉर एक्सेसिंग दिस सिस्टम यू विल फर्स्ट हैव टू log in into the VPN and then use Wah app. वहाँ ऐप को भी वो कनेक्ट नहीं करने देगा जब तक आप वो पहले, और वो आपका फायरवॉल के थ्रू राउट होके ही चलता है। तो वो पूरी तरह से सिक्योर्ड हो जाता है। कह सकते हो 100% चीज तो कुछ भी नहीं कहा जा सकता, बट ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज टू 100%, 99.99% सिक्योर हो जाता है उस केस।
Right, sir. Rajeev sir, do you have any unique questions, or we can sum up?
ये एक क्वेरी और आई है कि whether Webtel provides the cloud server services. Yes, Webtel cloud server services भी प्रोवाइड करता है और आपको सर्वर्स भी प्रोवाइड कराता है। इसमें आपको अलग अलग जगह पर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। सर्वर की फैसिलिटी भी हम आपको प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं और वहाँ की फैसिलिटी भी हम आपको प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं। तो वन स्टॉप सोल्यूशन हो जाता है इस, और उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन फास्ट हो जाती है।
There's another question. The user can copy the data.
If you want that he should copy the data, तो वो कॉपी कर सकता है। अगर आप नहीं चाहते कि वो कॉपी ना करें तो उसको किसी भी फोल्डर की एक्सेस आप रोक दीजिए, किसी तरह का डेटा कॉपी नहीं कर सकता। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि वो अपने लोकल प्रिंटर पर प्रिंट ले सके तो वो प्रिंट ले सकता है, अदरवाइज वो अपने लोकल प्रिंटर पे प्रिंट भी नहीं ले सकता। वहां के सॉफ्टवेयर की कॉस्ट के बारे में भी काफी क्वेरीज आ रही हैं। Actually, cost will depend on two different factors. Whether you are having the server in your own office, उसकी कॉस्ट अलग होगी, सॉफ्टवेयर की कॉस्ट होगी। बट अगर हम ये बात करते हैं कि मुझे अपना सर्वर भी डेटा सेंटर में रखना है सो दैट की कनेक्टिविटी और रिलायबिलिटी बढ़ जाए, बैकअप फैसिलिटीज हों और बाकी सारी भी फैसिलिटीज डेटा सेंटर में जो हमें मिलती हैं वो हों, तो उसमें ऑब्वियसली डेटा सेंटर के केस में हमें कुछ मंथली चार्जेस देने पड़ते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन द फैक्ट कि आपके कितने टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स हैं, कितने कोर की हमें मशीन चाहिए, उसकी कितनी हमें रैम चाहिए, उसके हिसाब से बस वहाँ की रीजनेबल हम कॉस्ट लेते हैं। और यहाँ पर वेबटेल का जो आइडिया है, इट इज नॉट अबाउट मेकिंग opportunity out of it. Why Waha was discovered or it was worked upon was कि ये एक ऐसा टाइम है जहाँ हमें लगा कि हमारी की भी बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस हैं जो क्लाइंट सर्वर आर्किटेक्चर पे काम करती हैं। इवन अकाउंटिंग की अगर हम बात करें तो टैली, विजी, मार्ग, ये ज़्यादा प्रेवलेंट सॉफ्टवेयर हैं, वो भी क्लाइंट सर्वर आर्किटेक्चर पे काम करते हैं। वो कम्युनिटी जिसके साथ हम ये काम करते हैं वो ज़्यादातर सॉफ्टवेयर क्लाइंट सर्वर आर्किटेक्चर के ऊपर काम करते हैं, इसलिए हमने इसको डिस्कवर भी किया, इसको हमने डेवलप भी किया। तो इसको एक बहुत ही रीजनेबल कॉस्ट के साथ हम जितनी अभी हमारी अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट है, जिस तरीके से हमारे एम्प्लॉइज वर्क नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, आई थिंक कॉस्ट कुछ भी नहीं है।
Sir, someone is saying that we are not able to upgrade on the server because of the lockdown. Like someone is using PCs, direct Windows, but they're not connected to server. So how can we help in this criteria?
उसमें हम ये काम कर सकते हैं कि फिलहाल अब तो वैसे ऑफिसेज खुलने लगे हैं, लिमिटेड टाइम के साथ आप जा सकते हैं, बट अगर फिर भी कोई ऐसे आप ऐसे जोन में जहाँ पर आप ऑफिस नहीं खोल पा रहे हैं, तो अभी फॉर 1 or 2 months with a very small reasonable cost you can set up a virtual server, install all your softwares there, and let me tell you, even Webtel is helping clients। यहाँ पर हम ये नहीं कहते कि आप एक नया सॉफ्टवेयर लीजिए, वो भी हम आपका लाइसेंस ट्रांसफर करते हैं, और अगर वो भी इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होती तो कुछ महीनों के लिए कमेंट्री भी वो सॉफ्टवेयर आपको देते हैं। Even we have discussed with different software providers like Busy, Marg, and we are in discussion with Tally also, जहाँ पर वो उस टाइम के लिए आपको सॉफ्टवेयर फ्री में दे रहे हैं आपके सर्वर पे। So you will be having 2 licensing for few months, and even अगर आप बात करते हैं आपके पास Busy है और जिसमें डोंगल यूज होता है, इसलिए डेटा सेंटर में तो डोंगल लगना मुश्किल है या नहीं लग सकता है, तो उसके आपको सर्वर एंड पे भी हम उसको बिजी को एक्टिवेट करके दे देते हैं आपको फ्री में। दैट इज ए फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइडेड बाय बिजी सॉफ्टवेयर इटसेल्फ, एंड बिकॉज़ बिजी इज आवर पार्टनर आल्सो एज फार एज जीएसटी इज कंसर्न, तो वहां पर वो ये फैसिलिटी आपको प्रोवाइड करते हैं, सर्वर पर आपका सॉफ्टवेयर एक्टिवेट कर देते हैं और बाद में आप उसको सॉफ्ट टोकन में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं अपना टोकन सरेंडर अगर आपका सही टाइम से आराम से चल रहा है। तो
क्वेश्चन और है कि सिंगल यूजर एडिशन है किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर की, या मल्टीपल यूजर्स यूज कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, अगर आपके पास सिंगल यूजर सॉफ्टवेयर है तो आप उसको सिंगल यूजर ही यूज कर सकते हो। या ये जरूर हो सकता है कि जैसे अगर आपके पास सिंगल यूजर टैली है या सिंगल यूजर TDS है, तो पहले थोड़ी देर के लिए मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ, उसके बाद मैंने स्विच ऑफ कर दिया, मतलब लॉग ऑफ कर दिया, और उसके बाद शुभम ने अपने यूजर आईडी लॉगिन से उसको यूज कर लिया, तो वो तो पॉसिबल है। बट सिंगल यूजर सॉफ्टवेयर के साथ एट अ टाइम मैं और शुभम दोनों एक साथ काम नहीं कर सकते। उसके लिए आपको मल्टी यूजर ही लेना पड़ेगा, चाहे वो टैली हो, चाहे वो वेबटेल का सॉफ्टवेयर हो, या कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर एज ए मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट। अगर ऐसा नहीं होगा तो आप समझ रहे हैं कि कोई भी आदमी कभी भी मल्टी यूजर सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं लेगा।
And there's a query from
Right, sir.
Pradap Academy and Research Center. He's asking how many users can connect at the same time from one organization? Any license issue? Can more than one user from same organization use Tally simultaneously? And the second question is, what about the data backup?
So first of all, there is no issue. N number of users from the same organization can connect to the system simultaneously. That is Tally or any other software, as a matter of fact. But the only rider is that one should be having a multi-user software for this.
Data backup.
Sir, I have
And as far as
multiple
data
queries.
backup is data backup is
Yeah,
concerned, yes, you can take the data backup, and we take the image of all. If you are having it in the data center, obviously it will be taken up automatically. Still, you can have the backup, and if you have given the permission to a user, so he can take the backup and download it on his own PC or on any other server as well.
Right, sir.
Saluja is asking how many users can use this facility, 10, 15, 20 or more. He has multi-user software with 3 clients.
So any number of users can use this software utility. But say for example, you are having license of for 3 number of users for a particular software. Obviously, not more than 3 softwares will be logged in at a time. That is the restriction put by that particular software, not by WAH application. As far as WAH is concerned, any number of users can access it simultaneously.
Sir, I have a very good question in the live streaming. So some professional is asking that he has 2 offices, both are having different servers. So now in this scenario, he want to make a common server so that he can look after all this work at one go. Sir, is it possible, and how is it possible?
Very much possible. Very much possible. No challenges. No challenges. So it is
Right,
it is only up to him that how. Say for example, he is having 2 servers of Tally, right? And he wants to put all the data into one server, surrendering one license or transferring one license on the virtual server. That is possible.
And there's a question
Right,
from Mr. Rakesh Tibrewal, whether Webtel would provide start-to-end solution as well as intermediate support.
Yes, Webtel will provide start-to-end all the solution as far as implementing this WAH application, and especially on the cloud is concerned. We provide end-to-end solution for that. And if you are facing any issues, obviously we will be there to help you out in that.
Sir, can we take the office systems at our home and make server there? Is it possible with WAH?
Theoretically, it is possible. That we have already discussed that.
Yes.
If you make the server in your home, obviously, if say for example I am having server at my home, so it is my responsibility first to switch on in the morning and switch off in the evening. And say for example, if my internet connection goes off even for an hour, right? So then I will be getting calls from all my staff members saying, "Sir, चल नहीं रहा है." ओके यार, मैं राउटर को दोबारा रीस्टार्ट करता हूँ, अभी देखता हूँ क्या हो रहा है, अभी इंटरनेट प्रोवाइडर से बात करता हूँ. So these will be the challenges. I think other than that, I think it is possible. It is possible.
I think, sir, more or less we have taken all the questions, sir, and I think we addressed around 550 questions during last 30 minutes of presentation, sir. So people were really confused, and I hope we answered most of the questions, sir. Rajeev, sir, if you want to add something.
Yeah, I think since there are so many questions, we'll be having more sessions on details of WAH. So all those people who are interested in WAH or they're already in the process of installation, etc., we can have the specific queries asked there. so that other people who have not yet started, it will be optional for them. Other people who are already in the process or interested in WebEdge, we can have a separate session for them in the next week. Isn't so, Shubham?
Yes, sir. Sir, we will be keeping sessions twice a week on this specific to the queries. So we do it on a common platform, and the same can be shared on a larger audiences, sir. Because I think we have received a lot of queries regarding this software. We are having a overwhelming response as market was in need of this sort of a solution, and Webtel has provided it. So, Sahni,
can
sir,
also-
to some
You can,
yeah, sir.
Shubham, you can speak the mobile number and the email ID also, for the benefit of
Sure.
people who cannot see the screen.
So
Sir,
thank you,
yeah.
friends, once again. And I think this is something which was needed at this point in time. And willing, I think we will be able to help all our friends and our well-wishers to smooth up things for them also. So thank you very much for the patient hearing. Thanks a lot, and have a nice day, and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sahni, sir. I think, yeah.
People are also
I
asking
think,
for the recording that will be available on the YouTube link, right?
right, sir. Right, sir. So, Sahni, sir, and
Thank you.
Rajeev, sir, thank you so much, sir. I think
Thank you,
the session was very
Thank you.
interactive, sir.
Thank
And
you, friends. Thank you.
so yeah, and also further to this, any software related queries, you can directly mail us all your queries in compilation to this mail ID. We will surely try to answer these. And in case of any requirement in softwares, you can connect to the number which is shown on the on your screens. If you cannot see the screen, I will repeat the number. This is 9711 623 912. And for further webinars, you can log into webtel.in, and you can get all the information about the upcoming webinars. So thank you so much once again,
Thank you.
all the participants and our experts for today, and um, hoping for a very healthy next week. Thank you so much. Akash, you can end the meeting, please.